Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Marta Manriquez. I'm the coordinator of the Graduate Student Center, or administrative assistant. And you might recognize my name from the emails that you may have received in recent weeks. I am here to offer our services of the GSC, and I'm going to start by introducing our panel. We have today a minor change in our program. We're going to start with our counseling director, Janet Millar, followed by Dr. Vandana Kohli, our director of Title V-A and the Graduate Student Center, as well as Associate Dean of Undergraduate and Graduate Studies. After that, we have presentations from Renee Brugnau. She's our admissions coordinator, followed by Valerie Kirkbride, our activities coordinator, and then Katrina Gilmore, our Center for Career Education and Community Engagement. And I now introduce Janet Miller, our counselor, our director of the Counseling Center. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Janet Millar, and I am one of the counselors in the Student Counseling Center here on campus. The Counseling Center is here to provide support, information, head twisting, test anxiety, OMS, whatever you might need in order to help you complete your graduate degree. It's a little different when you start. I think the needs of graduate students are just a tiny bit different than undergraduate students. Many of you already have a career that you're working in or a field that you're working in, so there's job pressures, boss pressures, coworker interaction, work lasts a little longer and you don't show up on class on time. And the graduate classes often expect a much more professional response from you than the undergraduate classes did. So if you're not going to make it, they want to know in advance, those kind of things. So if the quality of the graduate material isn't stressful enough, there's often those external life stressors that interfere or may make completing the degree or moving forward to complete the degree easily more difficult for you. I know that some of you may have families or young children, young relationships that require attention as well. And our graduate program classes are asking you, it's after the 8 to 5 hours, and then you have to take care of family, go to class, take care of family, and you're studying between 10. Shall I discourage you from going? Because I think that's what I'm sounding like. I'm trying to make you think, what's a really good idea to go to counseling? Because otherwise it's just for like crazy people, people who don't really got it together, stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say to you is that those pressures and requirements of you from undergraduate, or if your undergraduate program had been for you some time ago and you're returning back, it might catch you off guard at first. The rigors and paying attention to things like academic honesty, again, showing up to class on time, reading the book. I've had a lot of undergraduates saying, I made it all the way through without even reading my book. I'm like, really? Good for you. But that's not necessarily the case in graduate programs because they want you to synthesize information. And that takes a little more thinking and reflection, those kind of things. And if you feel those pressures happening, sometimes the anxiety, just sitting still and trying to synthesize information, you might feel the anxiety stepping up. Also, the other side of that is depression. We see depression sometimes spike in graduate students because it feels like I'm not smart enough, I'm not capable enough, I don't know enough, I should have read that book in undergraduate studies. So sometimes depression is a motivator for staying away. And in undergraduate classes, you might be able to miss a couple of days and not come to class. But it's different when you're in a graduate program where they're expecting, again, professional behavior from you right from the get-go. So please be aware that those things will happen. Or could happen to you, and that there's a service that's free to you on campus. It's part of your tuition that we're here. We are private and confidential. That means no one knows that you're coming to see us. It's not a part of your academic record or your medical record. We do kind of keep notes because we got to remember who's going where and doing what, how far you're working in counseling, but we cannot talk about that with anybody without your signed written permission. Sometimes students, graduate students in particular, are late. They want us to, could you send my professor an email that I'm not going to be there really quick? And we have a counseling relationship with them where we understand that, but we couldn't even do that without written permission from the student that is our client. So I really want you to understand that you have an opportunity to come and talk to, we have 4.5 licensed professional counselors on our campus now. 4 of us are CSUB grads ourselves, so we understand the process here, maybe some of the offices and the people that are involved, and policies. One of us we stole from UCLA, but she went to graduate school anyway, so she kind of knows that pressure. I forget, 2.5 of us are women and 2 of us are men. So you're able to choose if you want a female or a male counselor that would help you feel more comfortable in talking about the issues that might be getting in your way of completing your degree. We are located in the Student Health Center on the south side of campus, behind us, across from the Icardo Center. We're located in the health center, and for a number of reasons, that's very lucky for us. One is that we have access, we can refer our students to the doctors if we find that there's a student who might need a little bit more medication help. Kind of an old hippie, and I'd rather you hug a tree and put your feet in water or listen to some good Lennon or something. But there are some cases where medication does make a difference in being able to focus on your studies, to be able to cope with the pressures between school, work, and home. And we will make a referral to the doctors to be able to help with that. So that's an advantage to that. So we're private, we're confidential, where we're located. We have crisis hours. Each of us has 2 hours a week that are crisis. We're normally open from 8 to 12 and 1 to 5, but we have been known to stay open, particularly for graduate students, because sometimes you can catch that hour. You come from 3:30 to 5 in one of your programs, and then your next class is until 6 or 7, so maybe sometimes we will stay after to make ourselves available. If we ever got a movement from the graduate students that they wanted counseling service, by golly, every evening, 5 days a week, we would move to accommodate that need. Right now we haven't had a lot of pressure from you guys to do anything, but we are aware of what your stresses and pressures are. And often students who are in the graduate program, like I said, have a job, and many of those people have sick leave, and you can take time off during the day to come to a doctor's appointment. So we have been able to accommodate that way. But should you need to come at a time different than we have, to please let the counselor know, and we'll accommodate that as well. So we left some flyers on the back. One is our brochure. I'd encourage you to take it, keep it with you, because you may not need it next week, but you might need it somewhere in the future, and you need to know who we are. We have a website, and you can find us looking under Student Services. I think there's a fancy way, like if you just type in www.csub.edu/counseling center, you'll find us, but I only know the long way to go through Student Affairs and find us that way. And on our webpage, we have a lot of information: gambling, video addiction, porn addiction, credit card, financial stuff, that maybe it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you're feeling really freaked out or not sure what to do. You just found out your brother-in-law is gambling all your sister's money away, and you need to figure out what to do about that. You could go on our website and talk to, or read what the information is about that. We have a counselor in the Antelope Valley Center. Karen Coy is over there, and she's over there 20 hours a week and available to Antelope Valley graduate students. And also the other thing that's available to you is Protocol, which is a 24-hour crisis line. There you can access them when we're not there. So essentially, you have access to a licensed professional counselor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So when we're not there, if you call our number, push 2, you will get a licensed professional counselor who will help you manage the feelings in the moment and either make a referral to some community resources or kick it back to us in the morning, in which case we would contact you and make things happen for you there. Let's see if there was anything else I want to tell you. The other things that I left you were some little tips about how to manage stress, test anxiety, depression, just regular stress. And I think that's who we are. And we wish you good luck. And if you need us, please don't hesitate to call. Thanks.
Today, I'm going to briefly cover the following topics: using MyCHUB, the academic calendar, advising, and looking toward graduation. Why is this important? Each has a domino effect which, if you do not familiarize yourself with, could hinder the timeliness of reaching your academic goals. Students are encouraged to register for courses and review their academic records online using MyCHUB. Become familiar with the different elements of your account. You will use your MyCHUB account to register, pay for fees and services, registration appointment times, clearing holds, and information on your advisor. You may access your MyCHUB account anywhere that has internet access. First, type in the CSUB web address www.csub.edu. On the home page, navigate to the MyCHUB link. You will then be redirected to the login screen. To access your login information, click on the link below the login box, titled Find My Net ID using my CSUB ID number. You will input your 9-digit CSUB ID number and last name, gather the login info, and return to the previous screen. If you're having trouble with your MyCHUB, select the appropriate link under the Need Help section. The Help Desk contact info is also available on this list. If you do not have your CSUB ID number, you may contact the Graduate Student Center or refer to your application documents and emails that we have sent to you during the admission process. The Student Guides link will take you to a repository of information on how to navigate your MyCHUB account. Please be aware of important dates. This can affect the access you have on your MyCHUB account. All of this information is available on the academic calendar. You are strongly encouraged to keep a copy with you to stay up to date with what's going on around campus. Registration begins 6 weeks before the start of classes. During this time, continuing students can register for classes using their MyCHUB account. As an admitted post-baccalaureate student, you will have priority registration. Please refer to your MyCHUB account for your enrollment appointment time. The last day of registration occurs during the second week of classes. After this date, students are not able to register online and must use an ad slip, verification of payment, and the instructor's signature in order to manually register for courses. The completed form can be processed and located at the Office of Admission and Records. Census Day is another important date. Students are not allowed to register for classes beyond this date. Census Day typically occurs during the third week of each term. During this time, CSUB reports its final numbers of enrollment to the Chancellor's office. You would also want to be mindful of Advising Week. Advising is not mandatory for postbaccalaureate students. However, you are highly encouraged to meet with your program advisor and draft a plan of study. Make sure to leave options in case the courses you need are not offered the terms you have planned. This will facilitate the registration process and result in higher chance of getting the courses you're seeking. Meet with your advisor often. verify any changes are documented and on file to facilitate graduation. Meeting with your advisor will ensure you are on track for graduation. Students who anticipate graduation should read the instructions on the Evaluations and Graduations link carefully. More information about the graduation process can be obtained at the graduation workshops. You may contact Monica for those available dates. Students wishing to continue taking classes after receiving a master's degree must reapply for admission to the university. We highly encourage you to continue your education through CSUB, and you may contact our office to explore different options, credentials, certificates to include with your master's degree. You may contact the Graduate Student Center anytime for more information, to set up an appointment to meet with our staff, and to check out the available resources and technologies that we have available to you as graduate students.
I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming you to the event. I am the director of the Title V-B, not A. I'm the director of the Title V-B program at Cal State. My responsibilities including managing the activities of the Graduate Student Center. I'm assisted in those activities by an incredibly competent and super efficient support staff. You've seen and heard from two persons of my staff. You've heard from Martha Manriquez, who opened our ceremonies for today, and you've heard from our admissions coordinator, Renee, who just spoke to you about the admission processes. You're going to hear from Valerie in just a little while. Valerie Kirkbride-Bird is our activities coordinator, and increasingly her title is much more around office management, right? So she's managing the office in the Graduate Student Center because I have assumed other responsibilities on campus, which include the Associate Dean of Undergraduate and Graduate Studies. The reason you need to know this is because now in our office in the Graduate Student Center, we are handling 3 separate graduate functions that we didn't handle previously. One of those is we are now in charge of the Graduate Equity Fellowships. So we're distributing those fellowships. I know, Katrina, that's going to be important information. This was previously handled by the AVP of Academic Programs, but it's now being handled through the Graduate Student Center. In addition, we are monitoring the multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary program in the master's area. So if you or a peer wants to, pursue a master's graduate degree in a program that does not currently have a graduate program, you can take advantage of the interdisciplinary program, and we can cobble together a set of courses and a committee for you to put together an MA in interdisciplinary studies, and we're managing that as well. And the third thing we're managing is the out-of-state fee waivers for students. So those are the 3 things that we've taken on. In addition, I manage undergraduate stuff, so petitions, grievances, data analysis. So we're doing a lot of work associated with the position of academic programs. So we're doing all of that. Our main activities, however, include providing one-stop shop services to all our graduate students. Our graduate programs at Cal State Bakersfield include traditional master's programs. It includes post-baccalaureate credential programs, such as teaching credential and other credentials, at whatever have you, and second baccalaureate degrees. Okay, so we manage a lot of different academic concerns. Now, you've heard from Renee about issues relating to admissions and questions around admissions. If you want to speak with me regarding concerns that are more academic in nature, feel free to stop by my office. You'll have to schedule an appointment. I'm sorry. I do have an open door policy, so I hear someone at the front desk saying, I want to schedule an appointment with Dr. Coley. And if I'm free, I'll just walk out there and say, come, let's talk, right? But you'll have to schedule an appointment in case I'm not available at the time you stop by. We have a lot of different initiatives that are run through the office, and Valerie will tell you all about it. And essentially, each person that we designate for each of these responsibilities is your first contact. But occasionally, issues come up where you need to see me, and I'm happy to help you in any way possible. I want to make an announcement regarding phones, right, Melissa? This is a cell phone sensitive area. It's not just that we don't want you to send texts out of courtesy. We don't want you having your phones on because it interrupts with the speaker system. And in our recordings, it'll show up as crackled voices. And so we want you to turn off your phones. Please take a moment to do so right now. Anytime you see smart rooms on campus, just turn off your phones. It just interrupts with the sound. Okay. Is there any other announcement that you want me to make, Martha? Oh, yes. Evaluations. You must complete your evaluations. The grant that makes all these events possible is funded by funds from the Title V Board of Education. And we are very much into a culture of evidence. And so we want to make sure that you fill out the evaluation forms for us. We are also very committed to providing services to you that are of use for you and making improvements based on your feedback. All right? So give us your feedback. We listen to things. We, believe it or not, actually respond to them. Hence this room. Right? Anything else that I have to mention? Valerie, Martha, Melissa? Anything else that I need to mention? I should have mentioned that we also have wonderful student help in our office, right? We couldn't do without our students. We've got 3 or 4 students in our office that help us in our day-to-day activities, and they're just an incredible resource. If you stop by our office, make friends with them. So when you see them in classes, you'll have another resource that you can speak to about these kinds of issues. Yes, and then after this, we're having a tour of the Graduate Student Center. That's where our refreshments are. So after we're done here, we kind of all walk over there, have a beverage, come and see what kind of facilities we have. We have a great lounge. We have a great state-of-the-art lab. I don't know if you've seen it, Katrina. We have a great lab out there. All our guests will join us for a little reception if they'd like to. Anything else? Okay. Any questions from the students? This is not because I've covered everything. This is because you don't know what to ask right now. If questions come up, you know where to go, right? You know that you can always contact us, right? You know our email and everything like that. You can just contact us anytime. Anything else? Valerie, you ready? Okay, so I'm going to turn the podium over to Valerie, and I think this actually puts us back on schedule, doesn't it?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Valerie Kirkbride Bird, newly Bird to the extension of my name. I'm happy to be here. I've been at the Graduate Student Center for almost a year. Next month will be 1 year. Dr. Coley had hired me in the capacity as activities coordinator to present workshops, meetings, and otherwise scholarship and initiative opportunities for graduate students. And I will be letting you know a little bit about some of the activities that we have scheduled and some of the money funding opportunities, which is a pleasure of mine to let you know about as well. It's very important as grad students that we have funding available to us to complete our graduate studies. You want a PC? Okay. Yeah. As that implies, I'm Valerie Kirkbride, Activities Coordinator. My contact information is there. The activities that I help coordinate are workshops and special events, and we'll get to the initiatives and scholarships, which are the funding opportunities. The workshops and special events include financial aid. We just had one prior to this. I'm not sure if some of you have joined us from that workshop, but we had the Assistant Director of the Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid come and talk to grad students and undergrads who are ready to go into grad school about some of the financial aid and scholarship opportunities available. It's about a half-an-hour workshop which gives really great information about how to fill out your about the FOFSA and other funding opportunities, and you get the guy, if you have questions, right there, without, having to go through staff. So he's the assistant director. IRB workshop, if you are using human subjects in any type of your research, IRB is very important as far as state requirements go. If you are using any of the humans for questioning or any types of surveys or anything, you need to get approval through our IRB area prior to your research. So we have that workshop available for grad students and also for faculty who don't necessarily know about the requirements. Literature review workshops. There are 3 workshops. We're having the number 2 workshop on the 22nd. If you are going through a thesis, you have a research project, these writing literature workshops are very important, not only just to learn about the writing skills, but also if you do have a thesis, you can bring it, you can do the research right there. They show you internet research, library research, and then all the way through to writing your thesis. So it's a 3-part literature review workshop. Mentor-mentee workshops, we'll talk about those a little later because those are some funding opportunities that will be helpful for you, as well as the initiative pre-application workshops. Stress in the Grad Student is a workshop that will be helpful for any grad student who's working and going to school, maybe some family issues. So all of those things really impact a graduate student's stress level. And so this workshop, it helps identifying those stressors and helping to cope with them. For a list of all of the events, please visit our website, and there will be a calendar and schedule for all of those workshops. The Student Faculty Mentor Collaborative Initiatives, this is a funding opportunity for graduate students. $1,500 is awarded to students and $500 to faculty mentors in the areas of community engagement, research and scholarship, teaching and pedagogy, and the funded proposals will be completed within 1 year of your submission. And you can get more information about this at our website, and that's listed up here on the screen for you. Our Title V Hispanic Postbac Student Scholarship are those for Hispanic Americans who meet these criteria. The next deadline is May 13th, and for more information you can go to the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships website and go to the STARS online page. For more information, please go to the GSC website regarding any of the scholarships or funding opportunities, as well as our schedule of events and activities. Our main office is listed up here on the board for you, so please feel free to contact me. I'm Valerie Kirkbride-Bird, Activity Coordinator, and my information is there. With that, I'm here to introduce to you Katrina Gilmore, who's the Assistant Director for the Center for Career Education and Community Engagement.
My name is Katrina Gilmore, and I'm the Assistant Director at the Center for Career Education and Community Engagement department here on campus. And so what our department does is help students with any of their career-related or internship-related needs here on campus. We provide career counseling from various counselors that can help you with resume development, interview skill building, anything that's related to learning how to get an internship or learning for community engagement projects in your major. We also have different career workshops available that are on resume development, job search strategies, graduate school options if you wanted to check into other types of programs. And we have different career fairs and events that we have throughout the quarters, both fall, winter, and spring. There is a career fair designed for your personal needs. Additionally, we have a website called RunnerLink, and that's the career management system for the campus. I will be showing you a little tutorial of the RunnerLink system. In that system, you'll be able to make appointments with career counselors, search for your job, internship, and volunteer opportunities, along with uploading your resumes into the system to have career counselors review. And I'll briefly show you one of our resume builders. But to access RunnerLink, you'll be going to our website, which is www.csub.edu/CECE. Towards the end of January, the campus will change the look of the CSUB webpage, but that web link is still the same. You'll still be able to access our career services page and the RunnerLink page. As of now, you can access the RunnerLink site through our student/alumni tab here. We go there and click. You'll be able to scroll down to the RunnerLink system and create an account. This account, as a reminder, is not associated with the MyCSUB website on campus, so it does require you to create a new account in the system. What you'll need to create an account is your 9-digit CSUB ID number, and you'll be able to create your own password. So I'm just going to log in here as a student. This is the homepage on the student side of RunnerLink. At this time, there's a couple of features that I want to show you that you have access to. In the RunnerLink system, you can upload your resume documents under the Account/Document tab. You're able to go to the My Documents tab. You can build your resume through Optimal Resume, which that's a system I'll show you in a little bit. Or you can upload an existing document that you have on your Jump Drive or desktop. You can add it in here, name your document, and save it. At that point, once you save it, that goes to our career counselors to review. We review these resumes within 24 to 48 hours. A counselor will email you with some suggested resume changes, and at that time, you can re-upload the document or keep the document as it is. Also, a very important feature in the RunnerLink system is the ability to make an appointment. Here under the I Want To tab, you have a Make an Appointment feature that if you were to click on that, you can choose the type of appointment you want to come in and see a counselor for. So some of the options are career options. If you have questions about grad school applications and questions that we may be able to answer. We will also refer you to our graduate school center here on campus if we have additional questions that we may not be able to answer. We have our interview skill building section here. If you wanted to come in and schedule a mock interview with the counselor, you could do that there. Major options, if you wanted to see what other majors were out there on campus and what careers you can get in each of those majors, we have that. Resume development/review will, if you want to sit down individually with a career counselor, you're able to do that one-on-one, and we can help you put that together. If you are a student in the AV or a student that lives out of the Bakersfield area, you can actually schedule a telephone appointment with our staff. We would make a time available for you to be called, and we can go ahead and work with you over the phone. And if none of these fit into your category, go ahead and choose other/miscellaneous. You're able to click on the option, hit search, and at that time you can look through here and see the available appointment dates and times with counselors. If you want to choose the actually set the appointment, go ahead and click on the time that you're able to meet with the counselor, and that will solidify the appointment. Another important feature in the RunnerLink system is our job/internship/volunteer job search engine. You want to go ahead and click Job Search. And in this area, you'll be able to find positions in the Bakersfield and Kern County area, along with positions outside of the Kern County area, Los Angeles, up north in the Bay Area, and also other parts of the United States. If you're looking for on or off-campus employment, or for on-campus employment, we want to look at the CSUB Student Assistant or CSUB Work Study. Those are the two positions, or two categories that will allow you to look at on-campus work. If you were to choose both of those items and hit search, it'll give you a list of the different job announcements that are here on campus for students. As a grad student, you have to be at least enrolled in 4 units to do these particular positions. If you were to go ahead and click on, I'm just going to click on a particular position here, Facilities Assistant, you'll be able to see the number of job openings, wage and salary information, your description of the position, qualifications, and application instructions. So at that time, you would just follow the procedures that are on that particular job announcement. If you're wanting to look for positions outside of the campus, part-time or full-time are on off-campus categories. And if you wanted to stay in the Bakersfield area or indicate what city you want to look for your position, go ahead and put in position location. Because like I said earlier, we do have employers that post outside of Bakersfield. And go ahead and hit search. So right now there's 67 in this pool, but we have employers that post positions daily, so that can grow. And you're able just to click through some of these positions and see if they work for you. Additionally, you'll find that you can look for our internship and volunteer opportunities under position type also. If you're looking for community engagement projects, that's an area that you would be able to look for and find in the system. We have several things from social services to working with children with disabilities, current adult literacy, United Farm Workers. There right now in the system are 82 positions that are internship or volunteer positions, but that number will continue to grow as we meet with more community partners. So that's the job search feature. The event tab will show you all the different career events that we have through our department, along with some of the campus categories that we have in here. So you can look for career fairs, our CECE workshops that we have throughout the quarter. If you were to click on CEC workshops, you'll see what we have coming up for the rest of the school year. And you could do the same thing with each of the categories here. You can just add those in and search, and you'll be able to see what workshops and fairs that the CEC offers throughout the school year. We generally put these in at the very beginning, so you'll be able to see both fall, winter, and spring within the workshop and events area. Also, jumping over to Employer Directory, if you're ever wanting to see who's in our system and want to get in contact with certain industries, our Employer Directory is important for that. In this section, you can look for, if you go into the advanced search, you can look for particular industries that you're interested in making contact with employers with. If I, per se, put in maybe education, and you can indicate city if you'd like, but if you hit search, there's 178 organizations in this particular directory that have education as their main focus. So you can do that for several industries that are in the system under your industry tab. Like I said, you can go in and specify your state, city, or you can just look for by organization name to see if they're in there. If you wanted to actually look at a certain organization, you click on there. It'll show you profile information about what the organization has, what type of work they do. It'll give you the website if that's needed. And you can also see their contact information, addresses, and anything available where you can contact these employers directly. A quick overview of Optimal Resume. If you're having trouble wanting to put a resume together or have trouble interviewing, we have this system called Optimal Resume. It does require a separate account, But as long as you log into the RunnerLink system, you'll be able to access Optimal through that tab that we just went through, right here. You can create your new account here. It's going to ask you for very minimal information. Sign in with the email address that you provided. And at that point, you can go into our resume builder, look at samples here that are below. If you wanted to make a cover letter, there's samples here that you can use, and you can tailor it to your own experiences. You're also able to record yourself doing interviews through our interview prep feature. At that point, you can record interview questions, use a webcam through your computer, or you can come to our office to use a webcam. You can make an appointment to do that. And we as counselors can review it and give you some feedback. We can give you feedback on your resume, letters, or your interview skill building prep through this interview system. So that's a brief overview of some of the services that we have through the CC, which is the Center for Community Engagement and Career Education. If you'd like any other additional information, our office hours are 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. You're able to make an appointment through the RunnerLink system if you have any additional questions, or you can drop on by and ask us anything about what you need to do to plan your future career-wise. Our number is 661-654-3033. Or you can email us at career@csub.edu. Thank you.
Thank you, Katrina. And I would like to thank everyone that participated today. You can stop by the GSC or you can email us at gsc.csub.edu. And we will head on to the Graduate Student Center for a tour. Thank you very much. Good night.